Well, thank you for that compliment on my live stream. Thank you. I mean, turn the music down a little bit. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh. All right, there we go. I think the volume's a little bit better now. I just adjusted just a little bit so I can greet all my friends. Look at all of you. You're here. Star Trek Fleet Command. It's February 2023. February 5th, might I add. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Are you prepared for Assimilation Part 2? The Deuce of all Borg is here. And this is also the Borg month. How you doing, Brad, Scott, Devil, Grand Nagus Porthos, which, by the way, I'm sorry I've been out with the flu, but look, just the name. Like, that is the best Star Trek name. I don't know if it's the best, but it's a top, 10 Star Trek name in this game. I love it every time I see it. That doesn't mean that other people don't have great names in the game. They do. There's some amazing game names here for players. But Grand Nagus Porthos is easily one of my favorite Star Trek names I've seen. So I appreciate that. That is, thank you for always being here. Appreciate it. I mean, I'm not trying to just give love to all one person. It just looks, it's cool. It's great. I like it. Treasury's full. My treasury is it full? No, wait, it's not the 15th. Or was it the 18th when it came out last time? So, supposed to be a better month for the Borg weary. Oh, Scott, what a question. It feels like that's a loaded question. I mean, it is more Borg, so I can't give you what it is. Obviously, I can't tell you the specifics. I can go ahead and tell you that it is more Borg. It is mucho more Borgo. Oh, I mean, this kind of counts as hints. I mean, no, actually, Scott, I can't. That's what an NDA is. It's a non-disclosure. This would be disclosing. So, but I can tell you there's more Borg. I can tell you there are things that are coming to help address grind this month, but they might not be coming Tuesday. So there's just something. There's just something I'm probably not supposed to say. There you go. But there are a few different things to help with that. Your permission, so text me. Oh, thanks, Scott. I appreciate your permission. Thank you. Thank you so much. If they don't fix the Borg stuff, I'm not looking forward to more Borg. Define fix the Borg stuff, I guess. So, how much are Scopely wanting us to pay to reduce the grind? 250, 500? Man, look at all the... See, I can tell y'all been playing this game a long time. Based on your reactions. You can tell who's been here a while and then who's new. Leak once if they reduce the grind. Yes and no. It's difficult. It's really tough for me to answer this without telling y'all what's happening. Have they reduced the grind? Yes and no. You'll just have to wait and see. You have to wait and see. Are you happy with what's coming? Theo, I do like a lot of what's coming. I am curious to see if the game, in terms of the players, give it a fair shake first. But I do like a lot of what I'm seeing. But keep in mind that, when they show us what's coming, they don't give every little specific detail. So they don't break it down okay, this amount equals this amount and vice versa. I will say there are some really cool things coming this month. And if they are treating it with the respect that we think it deserves, I think it'll be a good month. But we got to wait and see. And all this is not to be negative towards Scopely. This is just, I'm not going to work as Scopely's hype machine. This past summer, I did, because last summer and fall, after Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks, there really was a reason, in my opinion, to hype up new content. They had several strings of very successful months, so I hyped it up. But we haven't been having that, right? So I'm not hyping it up right now. When we get back to everything being consistently good, I'll return to hyping it up. Until then, I'm going to be cautious. So it's not that I'm saying that things are bad. What I'm saying is I'm going to be very cautious until they get some consistency again. They had consistency for a few months. I was excited to hype things up, but Like, for example, here, let me give something. This isn't giving it away, but this is my opinion. Like, Pedro says the new officer actually helps. Shocked. Hugh and Galinar in January were really good. I'll tell you that I actually am excited about this month's officers. I like them. I really do. But I don't know how they're sourced, any of that. All I've done is I've seen the new officers. Like, I know who they are. I know what they do. And I can legitimately say I like them. I really do. But I'm not about here to just hype it until I see consistency again. And when I see consistency again, then I will just full-fledged run full force. But until that happens, I'm not going to go crazy. Brian, I do plan on coming back to Server 92. I just got to get around to finding what email I used to set that up. It's just been a really busy, crazy week of preparing for this month. I got my Server 32 level 29 account back, which is really important considering the content the game is releasing right now around the Borg and the Vidar. So it's just trying to balance all these things. I'm not abandoning it, but there's just a lot going on. So, have they reduced the number of Actian buff ships? It is starting to become increasingly hard to get all three. So, Jimmy, they have not. The only thing that has happened is that the Actian buff ships have the same spawn as the regular hostiles. So you actually have to clear out the trash, as I call it. And I tell people to do this. Like, if you are in these daggum systems, clear out the trash, hit a couple of the regular ones, and clear them out, and you'll help get the other things start spawning. No, Rev did not just say the Vidar A, okay? Look, I can look you in the eyes right now and honestly say the Vidar A is not coming in February, okay? There is no Vidar A. I'm looking you in the eyes. There is no Vidar A. I said the Vidar. Okay. There you go. Okay. Yosemite says, so March it is. I love you. I love this chat. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. It's going to be construed. I could literally say that the Borg King is coming and everybody's like, oh my God, it's happening. Or I could say it's not happening. And like, it's just, there's no, it doesn't matter what I say. It's the Vidar Zeta. There you go. It's, they just skipped some letters. They went all the way to the end. It's the Vidar Z coming. There you go. But your eyes were blinking Morse code that it is coming. Exactly, Slag. So it's almost like when Scopely's like, Rev, you need to watch what you say. Our response should honestly be, does it matter what I say? They're not going to believe me or believe me no matter what. So I can just say whatever. I can literally say, you watching this, you get a Borg cube, and you get a Borg cube, and you get a Borg cube, and somebody's going to take it seriously. You know, or I could say, hey, next month is actually going to be how the Packlets took over the board, and people are going to freak out. Yeah, just welcome to the live stream. But I will say, yes, Max, exactly. There you go. I'm not being facetious at all. But in all seriousness, I do want to talk today, answer y'all's questions, but also encourage y'all to make sure that you're focusing on Borg content. So there's a reason I put out the video about maxing the Vidar. It's something that is very important for not only January, but February and moving forward. So y'all really need to start making sure that if we have multi-month arcs like this, that we're focusing on the content that's focusing on it. To the point that I would go as far as to say, take a break from your Stella if you need to recover your Vidar. You know, if you have not been working on your Borg officers, do that. I'm really trying to push people in that direction because I think you'll enjoy the content more, right? So the more we can actually get people completing, the more we're going to enjoy it. As Scott says, I'm a 6%er, I need a shorter grind. Well, yeah, you do. And maybe you will get one. We'll just have to wait and see. But like Scott, I actually do know. Can you answer me a question, Scott? Like, have you actually counted right now? How many hostiles does it take you to do your dailies in the Borg? Do you count them by chance? Have you ever counted them? I'm curious what the number is for you. Congratulations is to work on how when we don't have anywhere near enough independent credits. Look, independent credit sourcing was better in January. And if it gets better here in February, then, hey, we're in a better spot, right? So obviously more Borg officers means that we need the game to focus on more independent credit sources because they all take independent credits. Now, I will say, real quick, has anybody noticed the cost of officers that take independent credits lately? The new ones is what I'm referring to. Like if you take Hugh, for example, and compare Hugh to Khan, you can actually go further than that. So like if we take a look at Borg Jayla. Borg Jayla, I guess I could put her on the screen, but you're not going to see the total amounts. Here we go, sort by group, come down here. So let's bring up 5 of 11, who is, in my opinion, one of the best officers in the game. See, I've got her at tier 4. Can't see the maxing cost, but it cost me 30,000 independent credits. It cost me 30,000. 75% of what I currently have. You can't see it because the donation bar is on the screen. I am trying to get the garbage disposal replaced. So, yikes. Woohoo. Fun. Yay, adults. But 30,000 independent credits. Now, you only takes 28,000. And I know that's not a lot of a reduction, but there was a reduction to all new officers costing less independent credit. Now, they're not ridiculously price saving, but they have started lowering new officers to take less independent credits. For example, Grush's final tier, I think, is 22,000 independent credits, much less than Khan or 5. So slight reductions in the actual design of the officers is something that they're doing now. And also, they increase the amount of independent credits we're getting, then we're in a better spot. Now, key is that last part. Are they going to do that? Place it yourself. It's a couple hours in YouTube walkthrough. Gethsemane. No. No. I don't have time, dude. I work 70, 80 hours a week. I'm not sacrificing what little time I have. Hence the thing. Replacing the entire thing. There you go. Gethsemane. Dude, I literally spend 70 hours a week with y'all working. All I do. I don't have time. I'm not taking away my kids' time to do that. That's why there's a donut bar. Legit STFC question. A commander's rank unlocks more stuff in the levels. What's a commander's level? Literally just increases power. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all it does. That's all I see it does for right now. You just went to tier 7 with my Vidar. Nice, Jason. Good job. Now keep it going. All right, don't stop there. You will take that Vidar all the way to tier 9. Need a vacation? David, I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. I'm 4 years. I'm okay with that. I'm happy to work. Supporting my kids. I've got 3 kids, 5 and under, right? My job as a father is to provide for them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm happy to bust my butt. 2 YouTube channels, a podcast, Twitch channel. I mean, hell, I even started on TikTok. Let's see. I think it will take me the whole next arc to max my Vidar. And even if it does, Jeff, I'm telling you, you'll be very glad to have done that. Okay? Just trust me. Even if it takes you a whole nother month to max your Vidar, even if it takes you the entirety of February, you won't regret that, okay? Get that thing maxed out. We need a Vidar 94%er shirt. Timothy, I have honestly been thinking about making a 6%er shirt. Making a Borg themed 6%er shirt. I actually might do that. So, we'll see. Question I've always had about the armory. Would love to see a video about the refits and direct hits and all that and whether it's useful to get them and so on. Nigel, I have the 26s and I can make a video on those. Personally, I don't think the refits have a ton of value. I think they're okay. I think the value of the armory is what you see up front. Now keep in mind that my armory is only 26. I've only got the 26 uncommon ones unlocked. But even mathematically, like if we pick up the Corvus Assault one and we look very on the far right, 275% damage is not a lot. All right. Now you can get, what I would say is if you are a lower level player, you're going to feel this 175 a heck of a lot more than a higher level player. So if you're a newer player of the game, you know, free to play or light spender, new players, the skins will have more value to you. Long term, they're not very valuable. There's limited use in them, and I can't make a video about them. I'm not saying I'm not going to. Just that the main value of the armory is this right here, like the whole health bonus, which is helping all of you get more hostiles in a single hull without having to repair. That's where the real value is with the armory. The skins can provide a help. I'm not saying they can't. What I am saying is that the main help of that comes from the building itself. So, interesting to see how many of that 6% were free to play. It's true, K-Gal. Don't skip the jelly. You need to have built it. Yeah, who's saying skip the jelly? Nobody says it. Who says skip the jelly? Don't skip the ISS jelly. If you're out there, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, 375 of y'all, do not skip the ISS jelly. You need it. Even if it's just to get the one event called ISS Jelly Brawl. You want the ISS Jelly. Free to play especially. Do not pass up your opportunity for free materials. So, let's do this. Get the jelly, just don't put load. Yeah, exactly. I even made a YouTube short about this. You take the ISS jelly to like tier 2, tier 3 max, and it's good for the rest of your life. So get that ISS jelly and take advantage of it. The Heath, the cost is the repair person, the brand new disposal, and having to do new electric, because the person who set up the original electric did not include ground wires or anything. So there was some damage when it went spark and poof. Yay, people who don't do things correctly the first time. Yay. Anyway, that's why the price is what it is. That, and honestly, I'm not doing it myself. I had people in my alliance saying they were going to skip the jelly. I urged them to get it. We'll see. Carissa, all I can say is push them to content creators like myself. We will try to steer them in the direction that is best for them and their account. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do what's best for every player. And truly, getting the ISS jelly is, whether you're a spender or free to play, for everybody, it's good. For everybody that's Zolar, my house is 45 years old, 40 years old. But it's more of when they set up whoever did the kitchen work for the previous owners just did a really shoddy job, like really bad, and it caused problems. So, what happens when you don't inspect the work, I guess? You pay somebody to do the cheapest job possible and they do it really badly. Ryan says, good afternoon. Given the max Vidar percentages are so surprisingly low, what are your opinions of the percentage of the Defiant ownership? Did they release that? Like, did they put that on another show and I missed it? I don't know what the Defiant ownership is. Now, most free-to-play are only just now starting to get their Defiant. So, only just now starting to get it. Yeah, exactly, Gethsemane. Home ownership is fun. Like, honest to God, like, if they would have set everything up right, the cost would be a lot lower than it is to get everything fixed. But because whoever set it up was just, like, doing it the quickest, cheapest, worst way they could, caused problems. Yeah, so Will and Carissa are both 7 days. I know we had a couple of free-to-play on my stream last night who were just now getting theirs. And I don't think it's fair to look up those percentages yet, but I am real curious. Now, one thing about the Vidar is it's 3 years old, so I think there's so many new players in the game who don't realize the value that it has, right? So that's a big thing as well. What tier should we take the G4 uncommon ships? If you plan on PvPing with them, tier 7. If you plan on just doing armadas and grinding, tier 5. Now, that's 1. Now, if you do 2 uncommons, unless you are a spender, I would say if you do 2 uncommons, tier 5 and tier 3. If one of them's going to PvP, then tier 7 and tier 3. That's just so I can have better returns in my solo armadas. That second G4 uncommon is going to do a lot for you. Now, in the 50s, way in the future for many of you players, scrapping a tier 7 Valdor is as awful as scrapping is for 4-star. That's like as sweet of a spot as you're going to find. That gives you something to really scrap later. But if you're talking about just the uncommons, unless you're wanting to get better in PvP, which you're going to need that extra 2 tiers, because that's going to give you another officer spot, it's going to give you more hull health, more DPR, then tier 5 is plenty. Like, my Valdor is tier 5. I'm grinding with it right now. My Valdor is absolutely easy peasy lemon squeezy until I get my pylon. So there you go. Brian, you max for scrapping in 3-star. 4-star scrapping is an entirely new world. And it's not a new world in a good way. So that's its own video. 3-star scrapping, yes. Max everything, tier 9, level 45 before you scrap. When you're getting into scrapping 4-star ships, it is not the same story. It's honestly one of those stories where you probably never end up scrapping at all. But if you do choose to scrap and you want to be very, very, very specific with your returns and everything, you're going to be shooting more in the tier 7 range. So again, that's something that I can create a video on. Like, for example, if you were to scrap, I think 40 max Mayflowers, that gets you to about tier 6 in terms of ship parts for a Valdor. It's about 35, 40 tier 7 Valdors get you to tier 6 in ship parts for a Corvus. So keep in mind that cost is way different here. Way different. The only reason you're really going to be doing this in 4-star is because you need the ship parts desperately. You need those 5-star ship parts desperately. That's the only reason you're going to be making those decisions. You're going to be dumping in way more resources than you would in the 3-star. But anyway, that's a video and a chart I've not made yet. That's because it's a lot more math and I just haven't put it together. Short answer though, 4-star scrapping involves an insane amount of math to find what is a sweet spot. So far, I've been working on this for a few weeks or a couple of weeks since I did my 3-star scrapping video, and that's where I'm at right now. So yeah. Flag says level 55 with enough stuff to go to Ops 56, and I've yet to scrap a G4. Yeah, again, the only reason to really focus on it too much in 5-star is for ship parts. That's where you're going to want to take advantage of 4-star scrapping. Or you can just not and do events and stuff. I mean, again, this is something that we'll do a video on, and I'll go over all that. So yeah, it's not fun. Should I max out my D3 and Mayflower? Yes, Andy, for scrapping purposes at level 34. They should be maxed tier 9, level 45, and then scrapped for all the beautiful, beautiful 4-star loot you can get for them. Currently 41, working on Valdor BPs. Nice, Ross. I love the Valdor. Great ship. Easy to upgrade thanks to multiple events. Happy to, Slag. And again, I'm going to do the same math for 4-star, uncommon, rares, and epics. Basic answer, though, never ever scrap a 4-star epic. Like, don't dump the resources into it to even think about scrapping for multiple reasons. The faction credits you need, like, to be honest, the only ship that's even reasonable to scrap in 4-star are the uncommons. Like, at least in the 3-star, there's an argument for the Burrell. There's an argument for it. There's no argument really at all to scrap a Corridor or a Pylon. But anyway, that's another video in the future. We will do that, I promise. It is just a very different world. Is the Vidar A coming? Elveden, I've already answered this. You will not get a Vidar A Tuesday, okay? You will not get a Vidar A Tuesday. Okay? Look at me. You're not going to believe me. That's what people do. Nobody believes me. Not going to get a Vidar A Tuesday. You do that 6%er shirt, you need the crying Vidar. You died laughing at that. I'm gonna have to find a way to do something similar because the Vidar is copyright for Star Trek Fleet Command. So I don't know how I would get away with it, but yeah. But it was funny. It was a funny video. Are you doing swarms or probes for Battle Pass today? I will be doing probes later. But I'm doing Swarm Sunday activities because it's Swarm Sunday. There is a country in which the sign for no at the head is actually yes. Mihai, don't be confusing. I'm just a poor little content creator. I can't take confuzzlement. Speaking of anomalous phenomenon, everybody, if you've forgotten about it, don't forget about it. Go do your anomalous phenomenon now. See, look at Nisius. Nisius is stirring up trouble. Like, oh, does that mean we're getting the Narada if it's not the Vidar A? Stop it! Quit trying to back me into corners. Gosh, there's no Narada, no Vidar A. I'm not answering any more questions. Not taking any more questions at this time. With the introduction of Solar Armadas and Borg Vidar B, you got me, Dr. Juby. You got me. With the, Sean, you may not know this, but I've been dropping hints throughout the first 20 minutes of this live stream. I mean, we're 25 minutes in. I've said multiple things that are hints. I'm not being as obvious with it. Like, I'm not literally saying, let's stop, everybody. Pause. Hints. But I have dropped multiple things. How can I be ready? Hey, stay ready. Don't have to get ready. Think about that. Stay ready. You don't have to get ready. Think about it. Only lame people don't like the stream. Thanks, Dr. Judy. Just insult everybody here because, like, 42 of 400 people have liked it. So 90% of y'all lame. All right. Exactly, Dubs. Exactly. Wait, what? What's in my stream title? How's beta? I don't want a hint. I like being totally surprised. See, I am a weirdo apparently because I hate surprises. Maybe I'm just no fun. I truly dislike surprises. I do not like surprise parties. Nothing. Don't like surprises. Let's see. I skipped the 42s using the Defiant to fill the gap. Got my Pylon to tier 5. Thinking about getting a Valdor. I would recommend it because solos are so important right now. I mean, the Pylon is going to outperform any uncommon forever, basically. You need like a tier 9 Valdor to come close to a tier 2, tier 3 Coronar. But at the same time, solos are so big, you do want another ship that's got adequate hull health. And picking up a Valdor is a cheap way to do that. Maybe the Vidar gets new tiering options like max tier 12 or tier 15. I don't know if they would go back and change an old ship, but I mean, maybe. I told you to warp. What the heck? How do you feel about the next arc? I am, again, optimistic. There's a lot of stuff I like in this new arc. Again, I'm not going to hype up things for Scopely until they get some consistency. Month 1 was good except for the grind, and I griped and moaned about the grind very loudly, but that was the only real gripe and complaint I had. Granted, that's a very important gripe. I'm not trying to put away the level of importance to that gripe. It is a very important gripe to have, but in general, January was a really good month for players. It was great resource payouts. There was content for everybody, even if it wasn't content you were excited about. That's kind of how the month should go, sans the grind. And if we can start, I mean, December was awful because of assaults, but everything besides assaults was great. Like the event store was absolutely incredible. So yeah, we definitely want a month where everything rolls out good. We need more consistent good months before I'm over here hyping them up. New bugs and features and non-scoring events next arc. Oh yeah, man. The incursions put a really sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. Understandably, like incursions was no bueno. That was no good. Even when disco, it calls tokens. What you talking about, Osbeta? How do you get ready for the arc? Prepare. How do you prepare? Stay ready. No, I mean, Ordrin, there are things that you can do to prepare for this arc, like invest in Borg content. There's Borg content you haven't done. If you've not worked on your Vidar, if you've not done your probes, obviously Solo Armada just came out. It's really hard to imagine them to not have solo Borg Mata events type thing. Get in the Borg grind. If you haven't invested yourself, invest yourself. There's a reason I put out that video a couple days ago about the importance of maxing Vidar, if for no other reason than the refinery. Vidar is a must-have ship. It is a very important ship to focus on. And I just think that's good advice. I was part of the 6% at the beginning of last month. I was also doing the Borg probe grind daily. Nice, Riot. We'd love to hear that. The Borg missions are worth redoing in the holodeck. Honestly, no. Because the payouts aren't good and the story was awful. But I mean, we still have that spreadsheet out. I'm not sure if y'all have seen that video. If one of the moderators could maybe post that video again. But we did make a spreadsheet. A shout out to Black Half Dan for that, who made a spreadsheet showing what those missions pay out in terms of rewards. Deuce says, just came back from the game after a year off. Just saw your house video very late. Congrats. It's so beautiful. Always thought you were the hardest worker in the room. Well done. Well, thank you, Dersey. I am very proud to work as hard as I do. Not necessarily perfect in everything I do. I'm not the most amazing content creator, but I do work hard. So there's something to be said for that. And I appreciate you recognizing it. Thank you. But our mission pays pretty good materials. Doesn't mean high. I thought it didn't. Again, I don't have that spreadsheet in front of me. I did do a video on it, and the video is called Pattern Buffers. If somebody wants to pull it up and then paste it here in the channel. The video is called Pattern Buffers, and it has a spreadsheet where we go over the payout of all these various missions. So you want to buy a new ship, what is coming? You want to buy a new ship. Well, I can tell you, Scott, that new ships come out in this game, specialty ships or whatever, multiple times a year. That's not really a shock. So I'm telling you, Scott, you'll have an opportunity to buy a new ship in Star Trek Fleet. Okay? We get an even bigger super duper mega cube because of logic. That's one thing they can't really do. You can't make a ship bigger than the mega cube since it's 100,000 light years cubed, which was the dumbest story I've ever read. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Could you possibly make a video or spreadsheet that shows max mitigation based on officer boosting? Anubis, I'm not sure how exactly I would do that, because officers by themselves are not what max out mitigation. Stat stacking is a big thing there. What the natural stats of an individual ship are, I'm not sure how I would do that. I'm not opposed to it at all, but how would we put that together? Because I can't just say like, hey, 5 of 11, max mitigation, right? There's a lot that goes into the health stacking there. You know, if your ship has high defensive stats or low defensive stats, what are you fighting? You know. So disappointment hits differently without hints. I don't know, because I can tell you that there's a lot this month that I'm very happy about. But again, I'm just not going to go out saying, y'all, it's going to be amazing, 10 out of 10, and then have them drop, you know, something awful. So, well, thank you for the videos. I followed your game videos, and now I've started not. Nice, Eric. Good place to be, fun position in the game. We had a mega cube in Star Trek Armada. It was just 8 cubes molded together. That's probably where they got the idea from. Sean Fox, yes, they have taken inspiration from other games. But no, this was something unique to them, and they literally just came out with the wildest story, and obviously did not have a mathematician available to tell them how silly a 100,000 cube or light year cubed cube was. Literally the biggest Dyson cube of all time. Thank you, Falcon, for dropping the video. What is the best 42 ship for armadas and solos? So the best armada ships are generally going to be battleships because they have more hull health, thus they have the more survivability, and they also have really good DPR. But again, this is about your officers and how high the tier, how much research do you have. Like, I don't have as much research in interceptors, but I'm still going after the pylon. So you have to find that balance for yourself, and where's your research at? If you're talking about ships, just take away everything. Take away research, officers, etc. Battleships are typically going to be the best for any type of grind that is not player related. You know, any of it. But again, that's relative, right? That's relative. You think of Vidar, if you max it fast, could carry you to the 34 epics. A max of Vidar could take you to the 34 epics. I would never do that, but it absolutely could, because the max of Vidar is going to have warp range 40 and is going to be strong enough to take down any hostile. The issue with a max Vidar is going to be warp range. Like, you're going to have to find a way to get yourself into Tycho Core, because the Vidar is not going to get you there. So the Vidar could carry you just power wise and grinding wise to 34 epic. I'm not saying I would do it. It's just, it's doable. Like, if there's somebody out there that's just like full old masochist, they want to hurt themselves, they want to make this game as hard as possible, that's something that you could do. But yeah. So if I got the Newton and Kelvin as my high ships for solos, I should put Cisco, Miles, Bashir on the Newton or Kelvin. You want 5-6 con on your strongest ship because of loot distribution. So if your Newton's your strongest ship, that needs to have 5-6 con. If your Newton is your strongest, that needs to have the 5-6 con. Jimmy says that's not yet another reason not to skip Sally. Wrong, Jimmy. Centurion and Bordist. The reason to skip the Sally has nothing to do with the fact that the Sally is supposedly bad or that it does have warp range. It's the cost. I can do everything in the world I need to do with a Centurion or a Bordist that I can a Sally and still invest all that into a much more important ship named the Vidar. That's the logic. It has nothing to do with Sally sucks. Skip that daggum Saladin. Like, look, I tell you who right now who wishes they skipped the Saladin. Those 94%ers who don't have a max Vidar. Saladin is a great ship. It's a cost thing. It's a cost thing. Jimmy says I had my Vidar max before I had max Saladin. Then you did it right. But most people apparently did not do that. Y'all, if you're in this and you did that, like if you max your Vidar and then you max your Saladin, guess what? You are literally in the top like 6% of the game. Congratulations. You did it right. You're in the top 6% of this game. You should pat yourself on the back. You should go to your alliance and brag. Hey guys, I'm literally one of the best players in this game, and it's not an exaggeration. You are quite literally one of the most efficient, doing things how they should be done players in this game. Congratulations. Still telling people to skip Sally. Skip the Sally. You can scrap it. Build one later. I'm not even saying never build a Sally. Build it at level 35 to use as a cheap base cracker. But I'm saying if we're talking about free to play or light spenders, want that crystal to go in other directions. So, I couldn't even get a Vidar until after I had a Sally because I needed to get it from event stores. Chris, no. The Vidar is part of Cosmic Cleanup on Saturdays. So event stores is the hard way to do it. Like the Vidar, I mean, the event stores are nice to get the Vidar to speed it up, but Cosmic Cleanup. Oh, Cosmic Cleanup didn't exist then. Okay, well, Chris, you just been around too daggum long. You don't count. Hang it, Chris. Throwing curveballs at me. Colin says, hi, Rep. Are they going to do anything to address the amount of grinding needed to do anything in a day with this arc? Short answer is yes. Short answer is yes. Not necessarily Tuesday, but short answer is yes. I did Vidar before the Saladin, but I don't have any 3-star epic or rare ships, and I'm Ops 38. Also have none of the officers that people keep recommending for solos. Azaghal, you need to slow down, my friend. You are rushing up too high without the proper equipment. You need to slow down. You are missing ships. You're missing officers. You got to slow down, my friend. Slow it on, back it on up. Back it on up. Aristo really went crazy and tri-locked their factions and Max Vidar at level 29. Wow, that's actually very impressive. That's actually very impressive. All right, we're going to go ahead and, is there another explorer? There's not. I'll go ahead and hit this last one. I want to hit 30,000 even. I haven't missed an amalgam chest pull in a year and I still can't afford any of the skins. Same Earth. Same. The amalgam pulls, the refinery are awful, except for one thing. There's one thing about the amalgam refinery that is good, and that is the reputation exocomps. Those alone are good. But that's the only thing good, is the reputation exocomps. Everything else is absolutely awful with the amalgam refinery. But hey, just for reference, the other night, just 2 ships halfway grinding, I ground out, 6-7 million rep on stream using the exocomps. Like just one set of each big one. So they are very valuable. I am sitting at, how much rep do I need till glorified? I'm 9.4. Like I could do this in a day with those exocomps. Obviously my Klingon is way behind, but my Romulan, I could do that in a day. Guess Swarm Solar Armadas could also be coming with Borg ones coming out. I mean, how many people even run the Swarm Armadas as they are? I mean, I don't know a ton that do. Grab 400 million faction without exos though. Steven, congrats on being a 5-star player. I hope it's nice and fun up there. Let me know when you hit legend or whatever. It's one good thing about the amalgam refinery. I no longer use the ships that benefit from those skins. Yeah, man. Talk about something that was just, again, something that I was really hyped about, and I actually dropped a hint about that over a year ago for only that to come out. That's why I'm very hesitant to drop hints. Nothing better to do. Fed Legend, Rom 10, Kling 3. Nice, Steven. That's actually pretty dope that you hit Fed Legend already. Congrats, man. That's a huge grind. I'm listening. I'm doing a homeowner fund, ceiling granite. Pilar, not like you need to come visit my house and do some handyman stuff. Hey, Gabe, good to see you. Never did get the ISS Jelly skin. Now, don't use it. Yeah. Again, I don't have anything positive to say about the amalgam refinery. Like I can't even pull it for 9 hours. So if I stream tonight as a special stream or something, we can pull it together. But yeah, it's there's nothing to really like about that. I do need to go do Mantis Run today. I haven't done Concentrated Latinum in months, actually. Need to go do Borg today. I don't have that, so we gotta go do our Borg probes. Did this. Do the rep exos require docking? Yes, Omar. The only thing that doesn't require docking in the game is basically attack exocomps, like the big damage boost one. Are we talking about skins? We know if G4 Rare and Epic Cloaks getting added to the faction store. We don't know about any of that, Cal. We've been asking. I've asked that for multiple months in a row because that was promised over a year ago that like the Pylum Cloak would be in the faction store. And yet, we don't have it. They've been hiding it purposely behind a paywall. Thesis, I'm glad you enjoy the beard. I actually feel like it's getting a little long, but if the ladies and gentlemen out in the chat like it, maybe I should keep it for a little bit longer. If I can deal with it. It's not itchy or anything, because I do take care of it. I'm very picky about my beard. Is 2 Honor Guard Wharf Shards pull good? Honestly, it is, because I have only gotten the 2 Shard Honor Guard Wharf pull like 3 or 4 times since it came out. Thank you, Shadzy, for supporting the channel, man. How's the rep grind growing? It's going. I'm less than 10 million away from glorified. By the way, if you want to support the channel, appreciate everybody who is here, everybody who's loving on me and loving on the family. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, best way to contribute. We'll also put you up there to help this wonderful thing. Right there. Right there. See that wonderful little bar up there? You're going to help a lot. Thank you. Thanks, every one of you. Okay. Beard oil helps. Well, that's the thing. I don't itch, and I have a whole beard oil regimen. I don't have it on my desk, but I used to have it at my old computer. I'm really, really big on cleanliness. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, you're never going to catch me with dirty nails and stuff. Like, I hate that. Hate that. Really big on proper taking care of yourself. Really big on that. Let's see. I'm curious why it seems that content creators don't often discuss using multiple ships at a time to combat the grind. With all the new crews for hostile killing, it seems like that'd be a hot topic. Well, the short answer of that is, Levi, there's not really anything to do that with. If you have a tier 4 Chin, you can do Picard Beverly Chin. I'm sorry, a tier 4 Talon or Kath. If you have a max Talon, you can do that, but nothing is equal to Pike Moreau. Now, when I do 2-ship grinding, I use 5 Gorkon Khan or 5 Kane Khan, which is a secondary high-level grind crew. Not even that good. And I do that with 5 just because I'm getting more rep per hit. But the short answer is there's nothing that comes close to PMC. So for an average player, you're going to hurt yourself to grind with something else. Now, if you can afford that and you don't care about the try costs and stuff like that, then there's multiple things you can do, like Picard Beverly Calf for interceptors, or Strange New World crew, or that 5 crew I just rattled off. So you can do all that, but there's just really not an answer. And I did put out a video years ago called 3 Grind Crews, and I went over 3 different grind crews, which you could use all at one time, but you're strongly dropping in the whole efficiency thing. You can hunt swarm and regular hostiles at the same time. I mean, you can Fielden, but then you're having to swap from different systems. And for a mobile player, that is not easy to just swap multiple systems and hunt at the same time. It's very difficult to do that. You know, as a PC player, it's a little easier because I have hotkeys. But most of this game is not on the PC. So it's tough to make that recommendation, say, hey, you can go faction grind while you're swarm grinding, while you're pro grinding. It is technically possible. But if you're on a mobile device, it's very difficult to do. It's not near as user-friendly as if you're on the PC like I am right now grinding. Fielder says, I literally do it on my phone every night. Cool. I'm glad you do. But have someone who talks to the average player. You're not the average player, Fielder. They don't want to do that. That's not easy. So you can't, like, I have to make recommendations that are good for everybody. Not good for, like, the hardcore donuts laying in their bed going absolutely crazy on Star Trek Fleet Command, which is, I'm glad that you are, but that's not something that's feasible for the average person. They don't want to do that, right? A hotkey on the PC. So the natural hotkey is like, I've got my Franklin up. The default one is if I hit enter, it'll take me to wherever that ship is. So Franklin, hot swap over here. Gotta let things load in. And then I just space bar and I go to where the other ship is. And that's something that you can run on PC. So, look, and Brad, I realize that there's like almost 500 people here. Most of the 500 people here are also hardcore donuts. But y'all are also here to live stream, right? Think of I already reach a small number of players. There's an even smaller number come to the live stream. Y'all are the hardcore donuts. Y'all are the awesome ones. Y'all just gotta remember, I'm not gonna be able to convince 200,000 players to be a hardcore donut. I'm not gonna be able to do that. And by the way, if you're wondering where the donut thing came around, it's because I watched some Gordon Ramsay stuff earlier today. So now I'm calling people donuts. So blame Gordon Ramsay if you're being called a donut in Rev Stream. Oh man, but yeah, if you're running on the PC, the default key is spacebar, so you can just hop between systems. Yeah, exactly, Talar. I reach more than 6% of the game now. Like, Scopely's told me I reach more than 6% of the game. And yet, less than the number of people who even watch my channel have maxed a Vidar. So, like, that stat was very eye-opening for me as a content creator of how I need to redirect a lot of what I teach. So, how do you run what on PC, Dreher? The game? StarTrekFleetCommand.com. The game has its own client you can run. Go to StarTrekFleetCommand.com. They created a PC client for this game. Let's find them all and hunt them down. Yeah, let's hunt down all the non-max Vidars. Not your fault people are just sick of grinds. No, I get it. At the same time, I can't help. Like, I can't make the grinds better besides advice. What I can do is I can make your account better, right? I can tell you what's good to focus on. which is why I am big on telling people, hey, skip this ship or don't worry about this grind as much as you would another grind. And I try to find a balance. Y'all are my beautiful weirdos. I'm a newish player and took your advice last year in Max Vidar. It's not your fault. Fault's not the right word. Like, I don't think it's my fault that people don't have a Max Vidar, but I do think it's my responsibility as a content creator to help everybody that I can. So when I see something like that, that tells me that I've not focused enough on the Vidar. And I haven't. Like, I don't make a ton of Vidar content because it's level 25. And in my head, everybody's past that point. So of course, everybody knows to max the Vidar out. Hey, Fenris, good to see you. So it just means that I need to make sure that I'm not forgetting some of the content. And this is why I make multiple accounts. But even then, it's tough to keep up with everything in this game, even for somebody who literally does gaming for a living. Like, I play this game, War Thunder, etc. for a living. And I still struggle to keep up with all the little things that you got to do. Which again, is a problem in this game and one they need to fix. I'm dual grinding G4. I checked around on my server and it seems like no one else is doing that. Am I the weird one? You're the weird one in a smart way though, Sean. I dual grind 4-star. Now the reason here's the logic to not grind 4-star. If you're listening to me right now, here's who should not grind dual faction 4-star. If you are a spender, do not dual faction grind 4-star. If you're a spender, you simply will fly way ahead. You'll be level 46 and your rep will be nowhere close. If you're a light spender or free to play, the game is much better for you to dual grind. You're getting more faction credits, you're getting more things done, you're getting more resources, getting more blueprints. So it's better for you to do that. But if you're a spender, that's actually slowing you down. So there's your mixed advice. If you're a decent sized spender, single faction, get what you need, then go back and get the other one. And that's also true, James. It's not like 6% of the game is max Vidars and then everybody else is tier 1. And in the past few days, I've met so many players who've been in this game for a while that their Vidar is tier 7 or tier 8. And they really are close to maxing it. And I would love to see the number of max Vidars after February. What's it going up to, right? What's a decent sized spender? For me, anybody that spends more than 150 to 200 a month is decent size. If you're spending 300 to 500 a month, you're probably moving fast enough to not have to worry about dual faction grinding in the 40s. That's not really going to help you much in the 50s, but the 40s, that's probably moving fast enough to not have to worry about dual, or better worded as dual is going to, slow you down. If you're spending, a battle pass in one pack, dual is still completely okay for you. Let's put it in terms of a year. If you're spending 2,000 or less a year, you're a light spender. A medium spender is going to be anywhere from 3 to 10,000 a year. And even they could still dual faction grind. And then you get to that whale where 15, 25, 35, etc., 1,000 a year. So it's going to be okay because it's not getting you more. It is going to go OP because you're getting Fenris. You got to speak in complete sentences because that just gave me an aneurysm. How about zero spent? Yeah, if you're pure free to play, you want to dual faction grind. If you are pure free to play, you want to dual faction grind. So that's my recommendation. Live streams are awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. G. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm glad they're helping you. Hopefully. You had spent $0 a year on the game, still level 40. Nice, Brett. Nice. Don't forget the Megalodons that went to 53 on the first day. I mean, there's one player I know of that went from 0 to 60 in less than a month. So that's a rare case. I don't hear of that a lot. Now, when new servers come out, are you trying to kill me, Rail? You are trying to kill me. When new servers come out, I hear about because I don't want to give you the satisfaction. I just don't want to give them the satisfaction. When new servers come out, there are people who go from 0 to 39 all the time. So. All right. After killing 75 swarms, I continue my evening with killing 70 Federation, 70 Klingon, 70 ROMs, 10 anomaly hostiles for my disco, and then I'll go grind a few hundred Borg. Damn, Hugo. That is, you are a hardcore donut. How do I say that in German? Because Hugo, I know, is German. Hugo, how do I call you a hardcore donut in German? What is the... Yeah, just tell me how to do that. How do I call somebody a hardcore donut in German? Because you just basically said you're going to go around 500 to 1,000 ships today. So how do I call you a hardcore donut? Would going to 43 before the event be better rewards? No, not really. Let you think about it? What do you mean? It's hardcore and donut. Is that not... Did neither of those words directly translate in German? What's the word for donut? What's the word for hardcore? We'll just do like Americans do, smash it together and say that's how it is. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. I'm an American. All right. I'm glad I listened to yours and the crazy cat guy's advice. Hey, look. Me and DJ are really trying to make the game better for everybody. ABA says, I'll never begrudge anyone spending their money, but I'll never get just immediately buying your way to the cap. If you skill all the grind, there's nothing left. If you skip all the grind, there's nothing left. I mean, there's still a crap ton to do at 60. You know, I get what you're saying. Don't Google search that. I guess that could be scary. Just want to see myself on your stream. Oh, okay. I thought you were coming to pop me. I wasn't going to give you the satisfaction, Rail. Where are you at? Rail just wanted to be famous. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? You wanted to be famous, then you dipset. Well, you're not famous now, Rail. You're not famous now. You missed your opportunity to be famous. We're going to highlight you. Didn't Eddie Izzard say an Unberliner was a donut? I don't know who Eddie Lazard or Eddie Izzard is. And Iberliner, I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering that word too. I don't think Germany has a word for hardcore, but donut is like Kropfen. Okay. Du bist ein hardcore donut. So, I don't want to use an English word. Eddie Izzard is a hilarious comedian. I'll take your word. You're welcome, Rail. With the introduction of solar armadas and Borg armadas, does your Ops 35 camping video ship goals of a tier 1-5/6 still hold true? Personally, it does, just because it's very unrealistic to expect people to get an epic ship of any tier, to get 2 of them to tier 6 before moving up. Now, you could do that by 39, but no. No, I would still say that the general advice of camping the 35 video I made stays the same. But you're adding in getting the Defiant, you're adding in getting the Franklin, you're adding in getting the Fisher that was not available when I first made that video. Donut Discourse just had a gorgeous maple bacon donut brunch with visiting an Aussie cousin. Took her to the famous donut place, of course. Well, Major Sam, it's nice to hear about your Arkansas date with your cousin. I hope that you have a lovely life together. And I'm glad that y'all had a donut date. That's awesome. That's awesome. No judgment here. Google cake or death and enjoy. I will have to do that after the stream. Anyway, how did this stream become about donuts? It's supposed to be about Star Trek. How did this become about donuts? Is owning 8 Meridians max tier too much? Black Phoenix, tell me you're level 60 and board without telling me you're level 60 and board. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Well, thank you, 802. I didn't start it, you donut. Gordon Ramsay's to blame here. That's who we need to blame. Gordon Ramsay. That's who's to blame. Saw the Ops 42 camping video. What is the rough estimate required of uncommon rare or needed to get 4246 Luna? I do not have that memorized. I'm so sorry. I do not. That video, I put in a lot of research for various costs, but I don't have the rares memorized. And since Spox Club is down and no ETA on it coming back up, I don't have a rough estimate for you. So, Ramsey uses it for idiot/moron. I mean, sure, but I use it because I love you. And I pick up things that people say and I use it, right? Are we getting a Borg ship? Like, are you saying, are we getting, that would require you to be getting a Borg faction. And no, I don't think you're getting like this whole Borg ship thing. Who is Gordon Ramsay? Is he in Star Trek? Gordon Ramsay is Neelix. Yeah, he played Neelix in Voyager. Question, I've noticed lots of people leaving recently due to too much happening because of the grind. Is it happening on other servers? I mean, yes, there are people frustrated with the grind and those who have quit because of it. Is it like a max exodus from the game? No. David, by the way, I'm joking. He's a famous chef, but he's a famous chef. I'm a week. Wow, I just missed the question. Where'd it go? I'm a week away from ops level 40 and have both Enterprise and Augur tier 8. Would you speed up before next arc? Where's everything else at? I mean, if you've got everything else where it needs to be, then yes, I would be ops 40 by the time the battle pass starts, because you're going to get better rewards in the battle pass. Like if you're already close to completing my camping of 39 stuff, I would go ahead and go up. Hey, we're done. We done ground out all our stuff for the day. And yes, by the way, you get transporter patterns. Everything I just did. Afternoon, Bartman. Gordon Ramsay is Neelix. I mean, I said it, and I regretted it when I did, but at the same time, I don't regret it. Is it good to scrap your 3-star miners in the 40s? Honestly, not really, Alsbeta. You never get anything for them. The value in return of the miners is absolutely trash. So I'd just say keep them and keep using them, because you're probably not going to have 7, buck chores, right? Drop some more hints and pull us back in. What do you mean, Gene? Gene's over here like, I'm bored, bro. You move on with the interesting content? Sorry you're bored, Gene. Sorry. Are you named after Roddenberry? Would you recommend a level 35 player, a D4, when you know the Defiant is behind level 36? First of all, the Defiant's level 35, not level 36. Right? It's level 35. And second of all, actually, yeah, I do start saying maybe you don't want to invest as strongly into a D4 because of the Defiant. Now, the D4 is still really good in the 30s, but like as a PvP ship, even in the 40s, the Defiant is better than a D4. So, like my tier 6 Defiant is, 8 million. I can throw the PvP crews on it, and it'll outperform a D4 generally speaking. So. Let's see, the Trinity crews are still usable. They are to a degree. The PvP ships of the era are obviously the new strike team. James, there's not a Vidar A coming. No, you don't have to keep asking. What's the repair cost? Relatively cheap. I mean, it's a 4-star ship, but it's not ridiculous. It's cheaper than my Valdor. Speaking of Valdor, let's see, repair. Click. All right, so now we need to swap this out real quick because I need to go do some grinding. Down here, confirm, and swap. Why does the tier 9 discovery not have enough slots? And we need to put you there. All right, my Defiant easily handles low tier Kelvins and Katingas. It can, exactly, Sean. So I mean, the Defiant is, if the Defiant wasn't a Defiant, I think people would actually really like the Defiant. So, if the Defiant wasn't the Defiant, like if it was the USS Sao Paulo, everybody would be like, man, this is a really good ship. It's got a great arc. It's not one-trick pony. But because everybody expects the Defiant to be the end-all, be-all, and it's not the end-all, be-all. All right, we're going to scroll. We're going to find that one. Then we're going to do our rare right with it. And send you on out for this long flight time where we waste 3 minutes of our exocom. What was the name of the Defiant ship that was filled with cadets? Sao Paulo, right? No, wait. Sao Paulo was the one that was the new Defiant after the Defiant got destroyed. What was the name of the one the cadets had? The Valiant. Thank you. Yeah, the Valiant. Sao Paulo was the Defiant after the Defiant went boom and they gave him another Defiant. The Valiant was the one with the cadets on it. You were the one complaining about us talking about donuts. Look here, Gene. I don't need your logic, okay? Don't come in here with logic. I mean, you can. We're going to be a little bit goofy. We're not as goofy as Twitch, but we're a little bit goofy. Red Squad. Yup. All right, let's keep moving. We got 3 minutes there. We've done, we did our factions. Let's see if I can pull Bajorans. I think I pulled Bajorans last night. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull them for several hours, but I can do this. Get the loots turned in. And if I do that, that means we are 4 hours from Pa Strong. In 4 hours, I will be Pa strong. Let's see. I'm guessing Franklin Vidar and Defiant are only class of specialty ships. Correct. They do not get faction bonuses, Rich. Which is actually kind of annoying, but they do not get faction bonuses. You recommend people using more than one Vidar if they're using the... I mean, if they have more than one, hell, my second Vidar is tier 3. I never even thought of telling people to get a second Vidar because it's never really been needed before. When does the daily cost increase? Attraction, I don't actually know what you're referring to. What's an Amu? What's an Amu? I just picked up a Bajoran's Rage. Nice. Nice. I am currently at, here are my favors. So, I've got Kira's Fury at 1, Rage at 3. I got Tribute already done. My Prophet's Prize is only 1 right now. And you're going to see I could get that one up, but there's some here at Pa Strong here at the bottom that I really want to get. So, we've got Prophet's Reward 3 that I've got at 2. That's a good one to get at Pa Strong. I've got Officer Train Drills 2 out of 5, Materials at 1 out of 5. Outlaws Advantage, which is just because I'm way behind on Outlaws. But you see the Crystal Refinery, the Gas Refinery, and the Ore Refinery are a big one I'm going to be going for. These refinery increases, I'm going to be going for these. It's going to help. The Kira's Sword, I'm going to save for probably last. Critical hit damage is big, but I'm not focusing on it right now. And there we go. That's where I'm currently at, and some of the ones I'm saving for, which is why I've not spent by over 3,000 Bajoran credits. And I need to go do solos too. All right, let's get this going. So both these exocomps stack. So I should be getting what? Hopefully pretty good size. Explaining exocomps. I've got an old video about exocomps that explains them. Doesn't mean we can't make a new one though. We can definitely make more videos. You have a strategy for Bajoran faction? I focus on efficiency first, then anything that actually helps my ship survive longer in everyday grinding. Like, for example, the Rage, which is the whole health bonus. That's going to help for PvE grinding, armadas, etc. So, is the Craven mission worth it? Dude, Fabio, I do not remember there are almost 3,000 missions in this game. I do not remember them, many of them specifically. We'd have to go look that up. And there is a resource where we can look that up, but I do not remember what the rewards are. Exocomp extension out of dock? Oh, well, yeah. So if you wanted to, as long as you turn the same one back on at the same time, it would extend it. But I don't have an epic one to show that. But I could extend the rare and still be in the system. Now I'm going to fill up my cargo before that happens, so I'm not worried about it. We went for loop improvements first, and now it's all just rolling in. That makes sense. That's good. You know, anything, and that's why I like efficiency stuff, because later on, you're very thankful that you went for efficiency. But yeah, if you have like the Borg XO active, if you activate it again in the same slot with the same one, it will extend the timer. So, like this Vidar, this rare one I have, 10 minutes, I could actually make it go longer by just continually turning on more in the same slot. We've talked about that on the live stream. It's just, for a lot of people, that's not going to matter because you're either going to fill up your cargo or you can't fill up your cargo. So, you've been saving your solo mods for a month now for events. Nice. There's some logic to what you're doing. You focused on Prophet's Reward to get more loot from solos. I've done 2 of that one. I want to do the 3rd one, but also I really want to get the refinery bonuses, especially the ore one. I want to get that ore refinery bonus. Craving is 5 parts mission, rewards mostly par steel, titanium, and lithium, nothing but 1 mil stacks. Okay, that's not very good then. Thank you for looking it up, Totus. So we request a marker on Systems of the Galaxy for systems with uncollected missions. Rich, that's been asked for literally years. Short answer is probably going to be no because there's so many daggone missions, but I would love that. I would love that. Any advice on getting 49 to 50? I actually have a video for that coming out this week, Elvin, if you want to wait just a few days. I think I'm going to put it out Thursday or Friday, talking about what to do camping at 49, where you really want to go, what are the milestones you want to hit. Skippy, you missed absolutely nothing, my friend. 500 people an hour just sitting here waiting for you to get here, you hardcore donut. Actually, you're not a hardcore donut at all. You're just a donut. Tier 3 props reward needs Diplo tokens, not credits. True. Very true. Another reason to not just blow your Diplo credits, which I'm not doing. I think I looked over that, Wolfwood. Maybe because I'm a donut. Yeah, oh, I can't see it, so I didn't have it memorized. But yeah, that one does take. Once you get to Pod Strong, things start wanting those Diplo tokens. They should make a peanut hamper officer and give it like 10% chance to take over your ship. Peanut hamper officer. What does that even mean? What is a peanut hamper? Yeah, it does say 312 days because I'm going to Ops 46. But I've got the speed ups to do that if I want to just speed it up. Oh, Lower Decks reference. I didn't even think about that. Huh? I'm all focused on Picard right now. I'm rewatching Picard to get ready for season 3. Didn't even think about Lower Decks, but my mind is legitimately on Picard right now. If y'all haven't seen Picard season 3's latest trailer, really, really good. Let's see you speed that up. No chance, Ummer. 0 chance of me doing that. I'm not ready for 46. I just want to get Bajor rep. There's a turn-in Garrix, there's a turn-in in the faction itself. It's this one right here. Reputation advancement. You need to turn this in every day to advance your rep. A Deuce's Donut shirt in the store. James, here's what I need. I need somebody to send me a DM about 6%er t-shirt and somebody send me a DM about Deuce's Donuts. And we'll get both of those made. The hardcore fans can have it. And yeah, there you go. Somebody needs to remind me though, because I will forget. So Jay, fun fact about some of the Star Trek Picard ships. They're from Star Trek Online. That game that's been around for 12 years, heavily influencing Star Trek, which is pretty cool. I have nothing in the faction store right now. You've unlocked the faction, everything, right? Free to play Ops 37, 53 out of 100 to 5 VPs. Yeah, Darius, being under level 40 slows down your progression a lot for the Defiant. It's not once a day, but no, Barnos, we're doing Deuce's Donuts so that y'all can be part of the family. Deuce's Donuts. Cannot wait for Picard. Love it. Me either. I'm really excited. 6% is going to be its own shirt. So I'm a 6%er for the Vidar. And then we'll do a Deuce's Donuts. I think those are two good ideas. All right, recall time. So filled up my loot. There we go. Borg and Ramsey and his Borg donut. Any illustrators bored? Yeah, I can't do anything illustration-wise. So if y'all are out there really bored, I can make that happen. Wait till I'm 13,000 uncommon ore from Ops 50 to do an Ops 49 camping video. Abraham, I can't help it that you're an overachiever, man. Yeah. At least you'll be able to compare and see if you're ready. Maybe decide that you're not going to Ops 50 yet. Random thought, Scopely should make a collision course feature. That's not a random thought. That's a requested feature for a long time. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. Level 40, now I have access to Valdor. Nice, Benjamin. How close are you? You take a crazy Neelix Chef Rev style merch? Yeah, if somebody wants to put Gordon Ramsay's face on a Neelix. Again, these are where we need talented artists because I can't do any of this. I can't do any of that. All right, collect. Would be nice to have Meridian in the away team store. I'm trying to get the Meridian sourced. I am. Something that's one of my projects I've been working on. It takes forever to get old stuff looked at again. Triax, I thought season 2 Picard was good. It wasn't amazing, but I did like it. Still better than Voyager, right? Your new phrase might be Smeghead if you ever watched the cult British comedy Red Dwarf. I've watched Red Dawn because I'm an American. Wolverines! Sanctus in away team store. Nice, like, nice. Brad, do you remember all the Sorcerer Fleet Commander skill points, leveling, Commander Center, etc.? Well, the refinery itself. Right? And then the Borg solos. If we go to the Borg, I can show you. I want to pull this tonight, but there's Commander XP. There's your rare credits, your uncommon credits, and then officers, which I really want you. I'm going to go for a big pull tonight. I'm going to try to hit a lot of Borg. I got to do rares. So tonight, I'm going to do rares first so I can triple pull the rare chest. And then, yeah. Borg tonight. So shocked. Only 6% of players have maximum dart. That's a grind I finished by Ops 35. Nice. Nice. Wolverine's Canadian. Look here, Logan Lover. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Choose 2 maximum dars with 500 XO and pull a 2.3. Nice, Black. I don't have 2 maximum dars. Rev fails. Anisius, thank you for dropping the donate link. Every bit helps for those that are trying to help with this right up here. Oh, man. Oh, I just got trolled. I thought MSI actually reached out to me about a sponsorship. Nope, it's a troll. It's a scam. It's a scam. That actually is very upsetting. I would love to work with MSI. Anybody out there work with MSI, I want to help brother. His sponsorship. Greatly appreciate it. When you live stream on Twitch night? Elv, I don't know if I am live streaming on Twitch night. It's Sunday. I usually don't live stream on Sunday nights. I mean, I guess if it's heavily requested by the players, I can. But right now, the kids are at the babysitter so that we can get the house clean and focusing on that. How's your new computer system? Honestly, Skippy, not great because it when I turn it off, it takes about 6 minutes to turn on. I think there's something wrong with the BIOS or something. The OS works great when it's running, but I turn my PC off every night because of the power consumption. This thing's been acting really squirrely. That's not good. That's not good. So, being one of the people that didn't at max Vidar has hurt me on the Borg solo stuff, but with the increase of the refinery they did, has helped me max it fast. That's what I'm saying, Alan. You know, even if you didn't max it before, get it maxed now. That's definitely a focus for or should be a focus for every player. Go. Yeah, 12 hour. Then a couple 1 hours. 6 minutes? I mean, it's not, I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes, but it's way longer than it should be. It's because I'm running nothing but solid state. I mean, it's a brand new, we've only been using it a month. So there's something going on with it. Need to figure out what it is. What's my Borg solo cruise? Elv, I've got a video out if you haven't seen it. Well, Chris, I'm not running RAID or anything. I'm running one singular boot drive. I have two the M2 drives. I've got 2 hard drives installed in it, but only one operating as a boot, and I'm not running RAID or anything. So, but it's also been a while since I've worked in IT. Been what, 4 years? Yeah. Do the firmware updates to the drives? Yes, but I've not done anything BIOS update wise. I haven't even logged into the BIOS. Yeah, exactly, Sugar, which is why I'm saying it's an issue. Now, when it finally gets to the OS, everything works fine, but it's the actual boot up process, which is why I think it's BIOS/firmware is the problem. Boot devices are fine in terms of order, Darish, because when I first got the unit, no issue. Like, first got the unit was absolutely, literally 10, 15 seconds. So something's happened since then. Don, who said who's talking about defragging a solid state? Your ships have to be docked for command center buffs to trigger. If you've replaced your, sorry, I got to turn on the research. Like if you swap your commander, there's some of them that yes, you would need to redock, but which one are you asking? All right, what I need to do here? Notoriety is important. The shields are decent. I really just need to save up more credits. See if I can do some territory. probably quick, but we'll take a look at it. Dustin, I'm not updated BIOS since I got it, so it's definitely something that needs to be done. All right, so I need to work on these interceptor things, but I also need to work on the battleship things. So we're gonna work on both of these. All right. Surprise Q or the Q continuum has been suggested to be added to the game. Cayman, it has been suggested. It has been suggested before. Collect all this. Why did I not collect? Oh yeah, faction hunts today. I forgot. Yay, faction hunt. I do need the ore though. I need to do this and the Klingon one. Really wish there was a way for me to do all of these much faster than I currently do. Hit you, Gordon, on Neelix and Discord chat. Luna, keep in mind, it's got to be very, very good for it to be a t-shirt worth. Like, it can't just be like paint, copy, paste ahead. But if it looks good, I mean, maybe we can look into it until, you know, Gordon Ramsay comes to try to sue me. So, I don't want to be sued. Wait. Oh, okay, never mind. I decided I was going to save the last 380. Have you seen a decrease in away team missions regarding merit of honors? Nope, I'm actually getting them more than I normally do. Remember, there's so much RNG when it comes to away team missions. So it's, if you feel like something's like gone down, it just means that you're getting the RNG of other stuff. But I actually just finished a merit of honor mission, I think 2 days ago, and I've been getting them pretty consistent. Ooh, a 12-hour mission. Always run the 4, 8s, and 12s. That's the rule. All right, actually, I think if you do an away mission, it's more likely to show up again. I don't know if that plays into it at all, to be honest with you. But that's also why I'm constantly running away teams, because they refresh themselves. And once you complete an away team, it automatically refreshes a new one. The more you're running, the more you're going to see. If you're waiting, well, it only resets like every 12 hours. If you're waiting, it's going to take even longer. Just keep running missions. And eventually what you're looking for will pop up. It's to the point now where there's even one-day missions that I'll run just to clear them out sometimes. Because I feel like I'm always getting them. All right, so we need to do a faction grind. What I really need to do is log on to our baby account. Our server 29 account anyway. And turn this on. You need to be grabbing, well, they need to be right here. This one and then do that. There we go. There we go. Yay. This isn't Bagels up high. This is server 32. This is the level 29 account. Level 29 account. Build and do 2 tiers of a Border Centurion Saladin and faction hunt is done. I mean, I actually can build, I think, another Bordas. But I mean, Pa, again, I got to recover that email. So all my accounts are important to me. I love all my accounts. I hope I get some more officers soon. At the moment, I only have enough spare officers to run 2 full dry docks. Dustin, what level are you? I'm surprised you don't have more officers. What all do you feel like you're missing? What officers do you have? Brad's doing a great job. Hell yeah. Ops 14. All right, you're still pretty new to it, so no worries. It's going to come. It's going to come. My refinery. This account, by the way, tier 5 Vidar and no Franklin. No Franklin. So yeah, way behind on this level 29 account. No Discovery either. The Discovery wasn't even a thing when I started this account. When this account started, there was no Franklin. I mean, there was no Discovery. So this account is over 3 years old, but hasn't been touched until I just accidentally stumbled upon it, the email, and found it again when I was moving computers. So very old account. This has literally got a tier 8 Centurion and a tier 9, well, not a tier 9, a tier 7 D3. Because This is back when faction ships ruled the 20s. That's how old this account is. Faction ships were like the most important thing to do in the 20s. And my oh my, how times have changed. The new strike team, should I go Augur over Enterprise? If you're going PvP focused, the Augur is better. Let's see. Let's do defense. Who's available? Who's available? Yuki, Bemit, Bella. Doesn't matter if you're not 100%. Go. Yeah, this account was created back when you could not cancel warp. You started warping, well, that was it. Better know where you're going. Cancel warp was not a thing. That's literally how old this account is. Cancel warp didn't exist. Thanks for helping me guide the 6%. Sticking to your camping is really helpful. Well, I'm glad, Sugar Fat Man. I really am. I'm glad I'm helping you and anybody else in the game. That's my goal. Make the game as fun as possible for everybody. Dribble threat. Oh man, look at all these missions I got to catch up on. All these missions, man. I have so much to do on this old account, which is a good thing. At the same time, it can feel a little bit overwhelming. Since shield negation is at 80% and strike team Una tier 1 gets rid of 25 by turn 3, are you completely around the shields? Essentially, yes, DC. Essentially, yes, you are. Hang it, I'm still too far away from that. But essentially, yes, you are. How many of the level 26 ships should you scrap? Literally, Robert, you never basically stop. Just you continually keep doing it. You're always going to be doing it until you're probably in the 50s. That's just something like there's not a limited number. It's not you just do 2 and then you're good to go. You're basically be doing that for a long time. It's a continual addition to your G4 income. Oh man, I forgot to do Cosmic Cleanup yesterday. No! I forgot to finish Cosmic Cleanup. Always be scrapping. Exactly, Chris. Chris has been around a while. Chris is one of Deuce's donuts. Chris is one of Deuce's donuts. Even the 50s, you're still scrapping G3s. It's true, Dragon, because you still need the ship parts for those 4-star ships you're using every day. So, do a random research. Okay. All right, we got to do our daily grinding. So we've got a Centurion. I actually have a Bortus that I used. Oh, this is set up to do the swarms. This is set up where I can do swarms because I don't have a daggum. I don't have a daggum Franklin yet. So that's what happens when you skip stuff, guys. Can't skip. Get y'all's last minute questions in if y'all got anything before we get close to wrapping up for the day. But yeah. What are your thoughts on using Jayla, Talon, and Treasure World Spock's swarm crew? And you can dial in. That's not going to be better than like just running Strange New Worlds then Jayla. But if you don't have Stranger World Pike, I guess you can do that. If I scrap my Vidar, will the Vidar A... Wait, if I scrap my Vidar for the Vidar A, will my original Vidar refiner reset? Dr. Juby, there is no Vidar A. How many times have I try to tell you that? You're not going to trick me. You're not going to catch me. There is no Vidar A. No Vidar A. Okay? There is not a Vidar A. All right. Pa, I got to give a shout out to you. Pa actually just donated to the Frontier. Thank you for supporting me, family. This actually can help pay for not only the garbage disposal, but I've also got a babysitter today. So appreciate you. It's now just updated on the screen. I do appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Will the away team store get G5 ships added in the future? At some point, yes, they will. When that is, I don't have an answer for. But at some point, yes, they will. Jayla, Stranger World Spock, and Kang is good on swarms. Again, why does nobody have Stranger World Pike? He's able to be sourced if you have the Mantis. Vidar B, then, you got me. We had a weird argument on Discord with freezing auto hostiles. People were really against it, and my alliance uses it all the time. Thoughts? I'm not against it at all. Continue to play the game how you want to. You do a taking territory for the first time video. Literally, I mean, I guess I do need to revisit old content. Sure. I don't know when I would do that. Remind me like middle of the month, late in the month, like after we've gotten through a lot of the new content, and we can look at that. There's a channel on my Discord also for asking for videos from content creators. So what is freeze auto hits? The slag. You enter a system, you tell it to warp out, you cancel with like a second remaining, and then the hostile that was chasing you stops chasing you, and he just sits there frozen in the system. Similar to how back in the original day slag, we would bring in a second ship to catch the hostile, then warp out. Same idea. Free to play still don't have mantis because of incursions. I'm aware, Chris. I'm aware. I'm aware, my friend. I'm aware. Do private messages. Well, thank you. Happy to help any and all players. Hey, Hank, thanks for coming by and gifting out a membership. Thank you, Hank. You're always so kind. You come by and you've done that several times. I just want to say thank you. Roboski got it this time. Congrats, Roboski. Got some special emotes and a special thing next to your name. Thanks to Hank's Corner. Thank you, Hank. I really appreciate that. You're one of the regulars. You come through. You're kind. Don't even necessarily comment a ton. You're always there being loving. I appreciate it. So if you talked more, I wouldn't be mad. Free to play could get Mantis in the December event store. I agree. They could, and I told them to, but still, that doesn't fix that incursions are a problem, right? Updating old content due to all the new advantages is wise if I had access. Now, in a way, I'd be slaughtering level 50s and Calum at level 41. Fair. Yaxum here, part of Deuce's Donuts, now with a 6% Vidar. Hell yeah, Fran. I mean, I promise you that percentage has gone up since then. I wouldn't be surprised if the percentage is something like, I don't know, 10 to 15. I bet by the end of February, we're getting to around 10-15%. Upgrade my commander or wait till next simulation? I say go ahead and do it. Hank, thank you so much. Finally, level 35, and the new grinds suck. It is 35 is a little bit overwhelming sometimes because there's so much that hits you at 35. But hopefully you were prepared for some of them too. Hopefully you're prepared for some of them, my friend. Like this. Getting swarms. How worth it would be to speed run from 15 to 17 for the third dry dock? I would say it's pretty worth it, Dustin. Like, there's no real reason to camp at 15. I would say go ahead and hit up there. Roboski? Yeah, enjoy the... Oh, man, that's the old community manager emote. That's Gala's emote. Need to update the emotes. I actually need new emotes. If y'all have suggestions for new emotes that we could have made for the Discord and for Twitch and Facebook, hit me up. I'm up for any suggestions. Let's see what other questions y'all got before we get ready to wrap it up here in a few seconds. The Scoplian talks of fixing the G5 economy. Yes, but keep in mind, Dragon, the G5 economy is purposely painful for a year because it's new. So, yes, they're looking on fixing it, but it wasn't broken either. It was literally intentionally set up with many paywalls. Fixing it is only because new stuff's eventually going to come. The economy it's really weird. Like, they'll never say this, but the economy for 5-star was never broken. It was intentionally as awful as it was. And now it's getting better and better the older it gets because they're fixing it. Remember, that only means that at some point 6-star's got to come around the corner. So it's all by design. It's all by design. We'll have to ask Scopely in a couple months with the percentages. I definitely would want to, Brian. Maybe it's a follow-up question for our next state of the game. Are the docks limited to only one ship? Just how it's always been, Dustin. How it's always been. Don't really have an answer besides that. I know it's not a great answer. Like, it's not. You would hope for a better answer. That's literally the answer I got. How it's always been. 6-star is coming. Look, there are people who are desperately waiting for 6-star content. Believe it or not, they exist. Can I even beat this thing? Probably not without a strike team. I mean, not a strike team, without a hostile crew, right? See, look how long it's been since I used a North Star. You know how much you can do. Each dry dock should be able to hail 3, 5, or 6. Again, Dustin, sure. But one, you wouldn't be able to crew all those ships if you could do that. Will there be an event store in March? There will not be an event store know, in March, like we usually have a 3 to 4 month arc, or even 5 months where you have a big event. Now we've had shorter months where there was like it was in the event store slot, but it wasn't really an event store. Like if y'all remember last year during the Ferengi arc, for those that were here, we had the Dabo table, which was in the event store slot, but it wasn't really an event store. Like you could just get a bunch of specialty ships and stuff like that, but there was extra there. So maybe we have something like that this month where we do not have a full-fledged event store. See, speed this up so I can start repairing that North Star that I just blew up willy-nilly. Thank you, Gene, by the way, for signing up to be a cadet on the channel. Thank you for supporting me and my family. I greatly appreciate that. 6 stars coming. Can they fix the various aspects of the game before doing that? No. Dude, 5 stars been out over a year. Of course 6 stars got to be coming. Come on. You've already got primes that take 6 star. The writing's on the wall. Welcome in, Nate. We're actually about to wrap up, but it's good to see you. We have Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, and those are going to be events too. My server has at least one Ops 60 player who wanted more to spend on. I mean, hell, I've got like, what, 4 Ops 60s players just in my main account's alliance. So, Ops 60 players are definitely out there. There's a lot of them. Collect, mission, defeat the Borg probe. All right, come on, D3. Beat that probe. Needs to put subspace relays in the event store. Agreed. Do you know what happens to the New Year 2023 avatar and frame? Never got an update on it. Never got an update on that one. Good question, though. Keep reminding me to ask that question. Good one. Click, click, click. Oh, let's see what mission that was. This one, maybe? 5 Ops 60s on your server. I think I got 5 in my alliance, but my alliance is the number 1 on server 20. I have to go back and look and see how many we have. Maybe it's only 3. Well, we actually just split in, we didn't split like in like a bad way. But we have several of our 60s who branched out to another alliance and are leveling it up. I don't remember why we're doing that, but we are. So we're down like 10 of our players. So let me take this off the screen so y'all can see. All right, so Anders 60, Theory 60. Oh, he's back. So 3, 4. Has Bear gone? Did he make the leap yet? No. So these 4 in our alliance are 60, and then Trader, she's 60. Jet, he's 50. Oh, he's 57. I thought he was a little bit higher than that. But yeah, so we've got 4. Reset this node while we're over here, and pop on back. I remember when one could spend $60 on a game and own it without spending money every month. I'm old. Well, Vega, those games they still exist, but 1, they don't make as much money, and 2, they don't have as many players. They still exist if you want those. I mean, there's a couple of them coming out this year that I'll be playing on Twitch. If y'all haven't come over to Twitch, I do play other games besides just Star Trek Fleet Command. Yesterday, we actually built models. I actually built one of the models I built right here. I actually built a Gundam model on stream yesterday. For those who are interested in like random super nerd stuff, this is super nerd. But we built this model on stream yesterday. But I do that, play games. Speaking of how Midnight Sun's going, I'm like 85% done and I need to finish it. Need to finish it. You have time for other games? Mr. Spock, I make times for other games. Just honest answer, I don't want to spend every waking hour where the only video game I focus on is Star Trek Fleet Command. So, yes, I do go out there and play other games. Not often, but I do. A lot of times what I do is I'll actually stream them so that technically I'm still working because I'm hanging out with y'all, but I'm not having to spend every waking moment of my life in Star Trek Fleet Command. Which, as you can imagine, is not as fun as it sounds. So, yeah, this is a Zaku. Yep, it's a Zaku 2, actually. Focus camera, focus camera. Focus on the Zaku. All right, camera, don't focus on the Zaku, apparently. There we go. Now you're starting to autofocus. Come on, there you go. There you go. There he is. There's your focus. I think a big thing, and Sugar points it out, when it comes to $60 games, like Marvel Midnight Suns, which we bought and played on stream. About $60. But I'm gonna get 100 hours in it and I'll be done. I mean, we can put down 100 hours a month in Star Trek Fleet Command like it's nothing, right? So it's all part of the puzzle. Spent way too much time in this game, but I cannot quit because I spent so much money. Well, Spock, that's called the sunk cost fallacy. At some point, you just have to decide to move on. If you're not enjoying the game. Now, I'm not telling people to quit the game. I don't want you to quit the game. If you sincerely don't enjoy it, don't stay just because you spent money. Stay because you like the people. Stay because you like the game. So, Kip, you know, I do not play Diablo Immortal. Not that it's a bad game. I don't. You asked a question, I gave you an answer. How many hours have you spent playing Star Trek Online? When Star Trek Online first came out, I played it like 30 hours a week. And I played that pretty consistently for a while. I have several hundred hours, if not well over 1,000, 2,000 hours of Star Trek Online. But it's been over a decade since I did that. James says I'll spend my time, but not my money. Personally, this is just me saying this as an adult. If you have the income, I don't think it's fair for you to spend your time and not your money for a game that's giving you that much entertainment. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make you a bad person or anything. But like, I don't feel bad about giving Scopely some money because I am here so many hours each day, each week. So Fleet Command is a job with occasional fun. $60 games frequently provide more actual entertainment per dollar. Scott, I actually strongly disagree with that, but that's my own personal opinion. I like both, but no, I mean, there's a reason I like these games. You like the hat? Well, thank you, Troll Meat. This was actually made for me by another content creator named Dreamweaver. He makes like parody content. And he actually made this hat for me. So one day I'll actually be level 50. A lot on Star Trek Online, but I kind of rarely touch Star Trek Online anymore. As long as you enjoyed it, go for it. You might give them $5, not $100. That's your opinion, James. Again, if you're willing to buy a $60 game and get 100 hours out of it, why are you not willing to spend $100 on a game that you get 1,000 hours out of? But anyway, in terms of spending, yeah, I would say if you're going to limit your spending, buy the $5 builder, buy the $20 researcher. Even if that's all you ever buy, those two things will change your game tremendously. Well, think about it, James. Simple math. Let's say you get 100 hours of enjoyment from a $60 game. So that is, you're getting $1.6 worth per hour. Now, let's say $100 a month on Star Trek Fleet Command, but how many hours do you spend? So if you spent 30 hours a week, simple math, that's 120. Divide that by 100, that's 1.2. So $1.2 per hour versus 1.6. You're literally getting a better value for Star Trek Fleet Command. You can reload it anytime, even 10 years later. Okay, do you actually do that though? Most people do not. Now, older generations of gamers might. I do not randomly go boot up games I played 10 years ago. I never do that. Ever. Like, I'm not going to go reboot every old Madden game I've ever bought. I'm not. I'm going to buy the new one. I'm going to sink 200 hours into it and then never play it again. Like, one of my favorite series of all times in terms of Xbox is Dragon Age Origins. I love the entire Dragon Age series. Origins 2, Inquisition. I will never go back and play them again. Ever. I loved them too. That's one of my favorite series of all time. I absolutely loved it. Will never go back and play it. STFC is like 30 hours of work for 1 hour of enjoyment. I mean, if people really feel like that, they shouldn't play this game. I'm honest. Like, I enjoy the grind aspect. I do. Now, I don't enjoy too much grind because I want a return for it. But if people legitimately feel like it's work and not fun, they should not be playing. No, I get what you're saying, James. I'm just speaking from where I come from, and I think there is a generational gap there. There's much more of a millennial/Gen Z willingness to discard than there is for, older that want to stay and play. Now, there are a rare occasion I want to play something out of nostalgia, like growing up a game with Secret Weapons and Luftwaffe. Once every 3 years, I'll boot it up and play an hour of that on like a DOS box. But Brand Nagus, I don't believe that, so go away. I don't believe it. I'm a Dolphin, current level 46 with the Newton, saving Klingon credits to 1,000. Would it be smart to save it to the 53? honest question, how long is it going to take you to get to 53? How long is it going to take you to get to 53? If it's going to take you a year, I would say get another ship. But if it's not, like because you only need 300,000 more credits to get the Vorcha at 53. 300,000 credits would take you less than a year to get at your level. Especially with your spending. How quickly are you going to get there? You can easily sink as much time into Madden or FIFA per week as STFC for 60 hours a year. Well, that's the thing, KBA. Almost nobody's going to get Madden and then do it for 60 hours a week throughout a year. That just doesn't happen. Now, here's what happens with Madden. Madden makes significantly more money from their Madden Ultimate Team than they do selling the game. Like several times more money. Several times. Madden Ultimate Team is just Star Trek Online. Almost nobody and this is why Madden or EA, and I have multiple people who work for EA, do not focus on the franchise mode. They do not focus on the modes that people only dump 100 hours into. They focus on the modes that people drop thousands of hours into and lots of money. So it's really not that wacky. I think it was something like, the last time I looked it up, it was like 70% of Madden's income comes from the digital selling. Or was it 80%? It was a super high number. Super Smash Bros. On N64 is still fun. Well, I mean, don't they come out with a new Super Smash Bros. Every few years, though? So, that's the thing. Like, this is where the game industry is at, right? Good or bad. And it's more about knowing what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable spending $25 on a second builder and second researcher. I'm not comfortable buying a pylon, which will cost, what, $2,400, $2,600. I'm not comfortable buying a pylon. I'm not. Like, my entire family would murder. But that's a perspective that you got to find out for yourself. I mean, you could very well be like James and be like, yeah, I might buy a builder and that's all I ever do, and that's completely okay. But I would say, if you don't find value in your time, or you don't find enjoyment, don't keep playing the dang game. Like, I genuinely, at the core of where I'm at, I still enjoy Star Trek. So. When I started Neverwinter MMO because I want better Star Trek ground combat. Yeah, see, Star Trek Online ground combat is absolutely horrible and has never gotten it. Never got it. James says the price point isn't worth my money. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But also, the price point is why this game makes as much as it does. If they lowered the price points, they'd make a lot less money. And there are a lot of people like Simon who find a challenge in how far can I get without spending to augment. Right? I think there's value in any argument you find for your enjoyment. So, whatever the argument is for your enjoyment in the game, that's awesome. Hope they do something in game to honor Annie as the Borg Queen in the next arc. Troll meat. I think I know they're going to do something. And I don't have any details on that, but I did already talk to them about that. And with it being the Borg month, it makes sense that even if it's just a post, they are going to do something about that. Mentioned to Facebook. That's okay, Porthos. I mean, I believe you. I just hate you. The idea that you got a full pull from that refinery, I hate you. But I'm happy for you. I mean, I hate your guts. Absolutely hate your guts. But I'm happy for you. Blessings. I just hate you. So, feel kind of strongly about it. Anyway, Anomalous Phenomenon. I need to get a butt ton of points. I don't have a discovery. I need to find a way to kill the 29s. Last year I also quit Neverwinter after losing certain enchantments and a week PS4 not being able to log in. That sucks. I haven't gotten a PS5 yet. So the new one. I've not gotten the new one at all. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Y'all do me a huge solid. I appreciate the chat. I appreciate y'all being part of Deuce's Donuts. If y'all want to donate to the channel, that would help out tremendously. Like the video if you're sitting here just watching it. If you want to donate with your time, appreciate the like. I want to wrap it up and get back to work. That's what we do. I appreciate y'all, though. Y'all are amazing. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for those space cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next stream, which is tomorrow night, and the next video, which is tomorrow morning. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.